Okay. Baby.
All right.
All right. Okay, here we go. Who's starting?
Yep.
Starting?
Me starting.
You're starting?
You're introducing topic. I am starting.
Fine.
Ready, set. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Hannah.
I'm Alec.
Why are you so depressed? Doing that again.
No.
Doing it again.
No.
Fine, you can
fine.
start it and introduce the topic.
It's fine. I'll just introduce then, I guess. Whatever.
You can do all of the above, I guess.
My name's Alec, and we're welcome back to another Newlywed Talks. And today's topic is about...
I'm bored. I started yelling.
Well, today's topic is about cooking. It's about cooking, and we'll kind of just range it into that because cleaning can be a whole other video on its own, I think. So,
But we decided to make this a category by itself because we both really like food. And one of us is really good at cooking and baking, and the other one of us, whoever that is, doesn't really have any experience. So
experience. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, cooking is like, it's kind of acquired. Some people have like it as a natural ability. Like people are just really good at it. Other people have to like learn. And this isn't to be like racist or anything. So if it is racist, I apologize. Disclaimer on that. But I feel like Latino women or Hispanic women just like automatically know how to cook. And like their food is good stuff.
That's good.
And that's also because I'm a big fan of any kind of Mexican food.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I know for a fact that they definitely know how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because there's like some of them that literally have grown up. Their mom has always been making the cooking, making the cooking food and everything. And they didn't do it at all. But then they get married and they're just like, bam, instantaneous. This is delicious. I know how to make it.
Genetic.
I did it perfectly. And then like there's other people that just, they try and microwave a bowl of corn and it all explodes into something.
Some people can burn water. It's amazing.
Yep.
So, I mean...
light it on fire.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't think that's possible. Unless there's like gasoline in it. What was that?
Fire.
Woo! This is a good thing we don't have a wood-burning stove.
I would love a wood-burning stove.
It'd be pretty legit, actually. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, so... cooking, it's definitely an acquired thing. So, unless you're some natural person
some people are really naturally good at it. I do believe you can learn to be a good cook. Like, I think someone can work hard and learn and become a good cook. You just have to put in the time. And so, I mean, it's also kind of funny because, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a great cook. And I think I feel like I could be. I feel like I need to have more taught to me because I didn't really like learn much about cooking growing up.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's one meal that you know how to do. I don't remember what it is at all, but it's something, and I know that you know how to do that.
I feel like I know how to do more than just one meal.
Well, you know how to like mediocre everything else, but like one meal that's actually good that you can make.
It's the one meal that you don't know how to do? Is that making macaroni?
That's
from the box.
Macaroni from the box.
Alec doesn't know how to boil noodles, actually.
It's because I hate noodles. I try and avoid noodles. I don't like noodles.
I know how to make noodles. I can make noodles.
She is like obsessed with pasta, and I'm one that just like does not like pasta. Like most people do it where they're like, oh, we'll boil the noodles separately and then we'll put the sauce on top. And I'm like, no, that's gross. You have to like mix it together for it to even taste okay, is because you have to like marinate the noodles in the flavor, or else you just have a taste of noodle and then you have like a little lick of flavor of sauce on the top. It's gross. I don't like it.
My favorite part about like spaghetti and pasta is just mixing in the noodles with the sauce. I love the look of the sauce sitting on top of those clean noodles. But I understand And
But she doesn't like clean noodles when I have them.
what?
Secret noodles.
No, okay, that's not. Hey, he likes to torture me and throw noodles at me whenever they're made. So
Well, it's because they're just most of the time they were just sitting out in a colander for like all day. So I just grab a noodle and I'd be like, "Hey, whack!"
So if your spouse is anything like that,
Don't
try
do
to
noodles.
avoid that. Avoid that meal as much as possible.
do noodles because then they'll have more fun. You might not, but they will.
I feel like,
AKA me.
I
have fun doing that all the time. That's like the only way I'll like pasta.
It's when you fling it at people.
Yeah.
I want to become a cook that you can trust cooking a meal for you and you feel like you'll like it. That's how good of a cook I want to be. I don't have to be the best in the world. I just want to reach your standards.
My standard is kind of high though.
Yeah, so
my
I might
sister's
have to be the
a good
best
cook
in
and
the
we're kind of
world.
living with her right now. So like food is good.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's kind of a hard thing to reach. But then again, if you can reach it, that's pretty dang good because
I will eventually get there. I know I will.
there's going to be a lot of work along the way.
also think
Because
that-
I'm picky with flavor tasting.
Yeah, you are. You are. But also, I think I can get there. If I learn. I mean, I think my biggest thing is, well, with flavoring specifically, when it comes to spices and certain things that actually add flavor.
Okay. She grew up in a super white family. Spices are not a thing.
So that's why I don't know what certain spices do. Some things I do know, like garlic. Yeah, garlic tastes good on anything. Not anything, but like
that. Okay, I lied. Some of her family does know how to cook with some pretty good spices in it. They like some of them are pretty dang good, especially your grandma. Her grandma's really good.
Actually, both my grandmas are pretty good at cooking.
I agree, actually. And one of her grandmas is like one of the whitest people. And then one of them is like kind of Indian.
She's like a mix of stuff.
I don't know, but like
I don't know.
Both of her grandmas, like they know how to cook really well.
They're good.
And like it kind of bubbled down to some people.
So
other people not so much. I mean, she has a sister that does everything healthy and it's all gross.
At least to us. It tastes good to her, but we are not overly healthy people. I remember my mom talking about how
I like flavor. I like good flavor. I don't like healthy flavor.
So this is something I want to learn. I want to learn what like each spice actually does, because some things I'm like, I smell that, but I feel like the smell won't taste good in this. But maybe if I actually put it in, a different flavor is going to come out if it's like boiled. Thing is, I don't know those things. Different. I want to actually like learn with someone. So I'm hoping actually while we're here with your sister that I can just kind of either observe or actually be like, hey, while you're making this meal, teach me what you're doing.
That's
because I mean, she's one of those people that like doesn't really use measurements. She just kind of like does it by feel, which I feel like I'm actually one of those cooks.
I know.
Deep down.
She oversalts everything.
Okay. That's because I can't taste salt, apparently. I love salt. When it comes to salt, I will measure.
She's like, it calls for 1 teaspoon. Let's put 8.
No, that's not something that you can freely salt. But I feel like
freely salt rice specifically, she oversalts by far, and you really shouldn't even be putting that much salt on rice.
I love salt.
She is salt deficient.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably. But like with other things, I feel like I could be like that. That's how one of my grandmas is. I don't know if the other one is like that. I think she might be. Because after a while, I feel like cooking really becomes intuitive. You're just kind of like, it needs this and it needs that. Like you notice that with your baking and things like that. So I eventually want to get there.
I think cooking and baking is a whole other standpoint though.
Yeah.
Because baking, you have to be pretty close to measurements while kind of like twisting it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because if you're off by measurements, then it can ruin the entire dish. Mm-hmm. While cooking, if you
have a lot of freedom,
you have a lot of like leeway and freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's kind of like there's the flexible side, like overly flexible side, and then there's the other side where it's like you do everything right and it's delicious. Mm-hmm. I feel like so every household has a different cook. And a lot of the time it's the mom, but also a lot of the time it's the dad. Or sometimes it's both of you.
Yeah, I'm like, As of right now, I would probably be more of like the main cook and she kind of helps off to the side. But I hope to eventually make it so that we can switch the roles so that she can be the main cook, especially like if I do have to go get a job somewhere else and our kids
So I
are
can
relying on mom, that
can
it's
be
not
there.
just plain broccoli, plain rice, and plain like beef all the time.
I would love to feed our kids more than that.
Yeah.
But that's that's another
it's
thing.
rounded. I gotta say, it is a well-rounded meal.
It's just
Broccoli for the
plain.
greens, starches and meat. You just don't have your cup of milk in there.
But I mean, ultimately, like, I hope we can be there too. I do want to fill that role in, but it's kind of funny because we do and don't know I feel like how we naturally would work because we haven't been able to live in our own space.
Yeah, that's true.
With
We've been
with other
right
people, and a lot of the time the other people cook, and we're just kind of there, and sometimes we help.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
we
like
actually kind of have an option to make it so that we can kind of be on our own for a little bit, or at least closer to our own for a little bit. But we're not sure if we're going to take that route yet, so we won't
yeah.
fully
So
get into it yet.
we're like we're
Still
a little all over
borderlining
the
on what
place.
we want to do.
But where we're at right now, it's like we have a flow within the flow of other people that we're
Yep.
with. So it's like I feel like cooking is really one of those things that just kind of falls into a flow where it's like, oh, this person is becoming the cook and it's working for us. Or maybe it's like I am the cook all the time, but I actually can't do that because I'm working all the time. And so
Mhm.
you have to create a new flow. It's interesting because cooking is so essential. Food is really essential. You can't go out to eat all the time, can you? Because
I wish.
I mean, yeah, but that's way too expensive.
Have
Unless
someone
you
else
have
cook
a
your food all the time. That'd be nice.
Hire a
I know some
chef.
people that are rich enough to do that, but I also would like to be going to like the quality restaurants because they have good food, while
Yeah.
fast food is more of like, oh, we're on a road trip, can't
Let's
spend a
get
lot
it.
of money. Let's just buy this.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I hope that I can learn more about cooking and you can trust my cooking
One day.
and we'll be able to work that out.
I do gotta admit though, she's gotten better since the first time that we met, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if she cooked. No, since when I moved up to be around
I could
her,
always cook noodles, just so you know.
She could always
I always
cook
had
noodles.
that skill. Just so
She
we
could
know.
always cook noodles. And I could not because I don't do noodles
But
at all.
I feel like I have gotten better. I mean, I made you a whole little mini lasagna. Remember that?
No, must have not been memorable. Then. I'm sorry.
That was like so big for me, and you don't even remember.
Probably not really. No, I'm sorry.
I was so proud of myself.
All
This
I
is
remember.
sad.
All I remember. Okay, no, I think the lasagna. I don't remember the actual lasagna, but I do remember that you were so happy that you got yourself over your cheeseophobia to make a lasagna.
You're welcome.
And it's a pretty big feat. I
You're
mean,
welcome.
little Miss can get trapped in a room with a
Guys,
slice of cheese.
I hate cheese. I've gotten so much better,
I'm
but I
trapped in a
still.
room with a slice of cheese.
Hey,
Can't
I was
get
way
over
younger.
it.
Shut up.
What?
But I it was to that extreme. I just hated it. Something about
Unless
it
it
was
was
driving
on
me crazy.
pizza.
But I mean,
Or it's melted in any which way or form.
Yeah.
Then it's fine.
but it's like weird,
But
raw,
then there's also
gross
sometimes when it's melted, you also can't.
bits of cheese, and it's
And then
so
also
gross,
if it's on
and
specific
it's
other
like-
meals, it doesn't work.
Okay.
And also if it's on like mac and cheese, you
Okay.
can only handle it slightly.
Hey, wait, stop it. hey. Hey. So
It is the weirdest phobia I've
think-
ever heard of.
So I think I
Ever.
like cheese on certain things. Like I think it actually tastes good on certain things. Other times, sometimes the flavor is actually just too strong for me. I
Mm.
have noticed that where it's like, this is actually overwhelming to the point like I don't like eating it. Not just because I think it's like, oh no, it's cheese. It's like I've actually eaten a few bites of the
Well,
meal
yeah.
and I'm like, okay.
Even I think sometimes cheese can be
Mhm.
overpowered in some dishes.
But touching weird, dry, raw cheese is weird.
Yes.
It's weird, but
it's not like you're
fine.
touching something that feels like a more solid sponge.
Yeah, it's weird.
She also doesn't like whipped cream.
Okay, I have a texture thing. So I have a hard time with super, super fluffy or like weirdly creamy textures. I like thick creamy. So like ice cream kind of creamy. Like that kind of cream is good. Or like super thick, like more of like a frozen whipped cream or like a frozen pudding kind of thing. Or like cheesecake. Those are better. Like they have to be thick.
I
But when it
wouldn't
comes
consider
to like
cheesecake creamy.
it can be. It depends on the cheesecake, I feel like. I feel like baked cheesecake could be creamy.
Maybe. Speaking of cheesecake, we should go get some.
And have you die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Worth
But
it.
like, so this is something to
It's
take into
worth
account
it.
with your partner is do they have things like what are their dislikes and likes? Because you don't want to just keep making them
Food
that they
allergies.
like.
You have to
Food
be really
allergies-
aware of food allergies because
Huge
I didn't
thing.
realize I had so many until I took a test. Now I realize
Mhm.
that I literally die about every other thing that I eat.
Because food should not be painful.
Yeah,
Food
maybe.
should not be painful. If you think eating is painful and you just deal with it, maybe take an allergy test and see if you actually just are allergic to some things and then you try things that you aren't allergic to and maybe it won't be painful.
For example, my highest things, which I didn't realize until I took the allergy test, are eggs, almonds, and yogurt / dairy kind of stuff. First, I am a baker. How do you think eggs are going to do? Eggs are in everything that
And I
I
mean,
enjoy eating. And then almonds, I literally switched from dairy to almond milk. And I still couldn't notice
we
any
couldn't
difference
figure
as to
out why he was still feeling gross all the time.
And it's not something I would have ever thought of. Like, almonds, oh no, wee woo.
I mean, you think of peanuts when people are allergic to nuts. I feel like that's pretty well known, but like it was really interesting. And so please, like if you think that you might even just have one allergy, just take a test. Just do it. It's worth it. It's worth eating better.
checking.
It's definitely worth eating better because
Yeah.
I hope that I let you cheat all the time. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm a good wife or bad wife for letting you
Because
do
there's
that.
things like cheesecake that exist in this world.
And he loves it, but he hurts so much after.
It's fine. I
But-
personally think it's worth the pain. Some
And so-
other people might too, but like if you don't want to feel that pain, you could eat around your allergies.
And then also there are things that like maybe you can consider an allergy, but maybe you just realize, you know what? I feel better when I eat this kind of food as opposed to this food.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Like cooking shouldn't just be like, oh, we have our 3 square meals a day and it's always these kinds of things and you have to have every single thing in your diet. Like you try
Yeah.
to make it so
Some people need more meat. Some
Mhm.
people need more greens.
yeah,
Like it really just depends. I think a lot of us need more greens personally because I don't
We
think a
do,
lot
for
of us eat enough greens.
yeah.
But then again, there's people like her sister that make everything green and it's nasty.
but she's healthy.
She's healthy.
She's fit.
Yeah, she
And,
looks
like-
good. I gotta say, she looks good, but she eats
So
nasty.
figure out things that make your food taste good for you, but you're also not on a level where it's like, well, I'm not eating healthy at all. Like cooking should be catered to you two,
Mhm.
and it should be fun, and you should be feeling good when you eat, not terrible.
Yeah, for the most part.
Hopefully. But yeah, so I feel like cooking, that role can fall to either one of you. Your household is yours. Every household is different.
Yep.
Work it out and make it fun and experiment and consider your dislikes and likes and your partner's dislikes and likes and any allergies that are there. I think you'll be set.
Yeah, I think so. So that's
So yeah.
It's a weird subject to talk about, but cooking can it's a fun it's a
Mhm.
fun thing. I love food, but food doesn't love me.
And eventually I will get better so we can have more food that loves you back.
Hopefully. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't really know how long this episode was. Hopefully it's a good
It's kinda
length.
random.
Hopefully it's not. Well, hopefully it is, but that is not, but it is.
Anyway, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, rate, do all that fun stuff, and share it with your friends. We're actually going to start bringing in guest people here pretty soon. So eventually, if you guys actually want to be on the show, then we can try and pick people every now and again. We would like people more in the area that we're at because we like people in person. But if it gets to the point where
we can't do that, then
we can't
we'll
do
work
that,
something
or
out.
if we just want to get somebody else in, like if we choose you specifically and all you can do is
A video call.
we'll also make that work because I've done that plenty of times.
Mhm.
I've recorded it, I've done all that stuff, so we can make it work. But we are going to be doing guest sessions where we get some other people. You honestly, you don't need to be super knowledgeable. We'll have specific questions that we're going to ask you to kind of get to know everything. And hopefully you guys got some insight that we don't. And that's our biggest thing, is all we want to see is what other people's viewpoints on this stuff is. So
Yeah.
anyways.
So also, if you have any questions of your own that you think would be fun for us to talk about or interesting for us to talk about, please comment.
Down below.
Comment them.
And we do at least look at all of our comments. Might not comment back on all of our comments because sometimes we are not in a place to, per se. But we do look at all of them. We read all of them. And also, one of these episodes is going to be us going through and reading some of the best comments on some of our videos as well, just to have their viewpoints on it as well. So,
Because some of you comment some really awesome stuff
really
when
good
it
stuff.
comes to marriage and everything.
so yeah, if you guys want to be featured in one of those videos too, comment.
Do
give
it.
Give us something there.
Leave us something
but-
good.
Yeah, otherwise, I guess we'll have to leave this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys have a fantastic day. Goodbye.
Bye bye.